I drugged myself on a 12-hour plane ride. Probably took 4 Dramamines in 12 hours, and I made it.
This is not an advertisement nor an endorsement to drug yourself on planes.
I no longer do that. So. Okay.
Hello, and welcome to Season 3 of Travel Like You. It's your host, Sarah, and I'm so excited to be back. This is a special episode, not only because it was recorded halfway across the world, but it was also kind of a surprise for our next guest. Ava is a ballet-dancing, wine-loving, pick-up-and-go-somewhere new without knowing a single soul kind of gal, aka my very first friend in France, who, while she was here, managed to move between 3 cities in 2 years and live to tell the tale. From starting a uniquely permanent travel tradition in Italy to her big move to France to a wild New Year's Eve in Paris we will never forget. She's got some great stories to share, so let's get to it.
We're starting.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Ava.
Hi, Sarah.
Welcome to the podcast. Yay! Can you introduce yourself to our listeners?
You don't want to give context of where you are right now to start?
Well, of course I was going to give context.
Okay, but we can give context on me first. So Sarah is sitting in my guest bedroom in San Luis Obispo,
Yes.
California.
Wow.
And that is where I live currently.
Mm-hmm.
And probably for a long time.
Right? Why is that?
Because what are you trying to get me to say?
I don't know.
I don't know, because I just got engaged here. And I was born and raised in California.
Mm-hmm.
And I've really never left it.
Never left.
And
I just never left. That's
never
not
left
even
it.
true. That's not even
Except,
true.
you don't let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
Except to live in France for 2 years, where I met you.
Yep.
And that is where I come into this story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And her birthday's tomorrow.
Oh my God. I'm turning redacted.
Redacted, right? That's fair. We don't have to share it. But yeah, so Ava and I met in France almost 4 years ago.
No.
Yes, 2021.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a whole college experience.
That is. It's like I'm in my senior year.
Oh my God, we're in our
What's gonna
senior year
happen
together.
after?
We're
Yeah.
gonna find jobs.
Oh God. Yeah, I am
hope
in
so.
the process of finding jobs. Jesus. Graduation soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I am in California with you right now.
That's
because
crazy.
I came out to surprise
me
you for your proposal and your birthday.
Yeah.
And we're wrapping up that trip now. I leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
And luckily, this is not even a very long goodbye. Once I leave tomorrow, I will see you again in a few months.
Little did I know while I was planning a trip to Bordeaux, Sicily, and where else am I going? Florence, that my fiance and you were planning to surprise me with you in California. Right. So that's a fun little treat for us both.
Yeah, 3 days before I arrived here, and she had no idea.
I had no idea. I bought tickets.
She was like, "Oh my God, Sarah, I get to see you in a few months. I'm gonna buy tickets to come to Bordeaux." And I had to be like,
"Oh my God,
yeah! In 3 months, we're totally gonna see each other
for the first time in a year."
And you know what else is cool is we saw each other a year ago for your birthday.
Exactly, a year ago.
It's true. We went to Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Which I mentioned on another episode.
Yeah.
That was a great trip.
We were in Copenhagen a year ago on this hour.
Wow. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were sleeping in our little hostel.
Well, I guess technically it was tomorrow because California time, but we don't need to get into the specifics.
No.
Okay.
We're 9 hours behind, for the record. So let me tell you, I'm still very jet lagged.
I don't think she ever got over her jet lag because she's been napping every single day.
No, I think I just actually got somewhat used to it, which is the worst part because I go back tomorrow and I'm going to be absolutely wrecked.
Yes.
But anywho, Ava and I met almost 4 years ago in Nantes,
France,
our very first city, where we both happened to go and live in the same place.
We were 2 doors down.
Yeah, we were
On the 4th
neighbors.
floor.
And before we jump into our origin story, there's something we got to do. Ava, can you give us a no context story, a one-liner, and at the end you decide if you want to give us the context.
Okay, I'm like trying to think of how I want to word this. We'll keep it simple. I passed out on a plane.
Oh,
I'm not going to give any more juicy details than that or even like try to frame it nicely, but
Got it.
I passed out on a plane.
No unnecessary clickbait, just
Nope.
very true and real and short and sweet.
You know, that could be like a really boring story, but I promise it gets funnier.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling at the end of this, if I'm feeling generous or not.
All right.
I have to wait for part 2.
The cliffhanger. We'll see. We'll see. Alrighty. So back to our origin story.
Yeah.
We're neighbors.
We were neighbors in Nantes in our little, what do they call it? Foyer jeune?
Oh yeah. What was it called? It was called an habitat jeune.
Basically, it's a place where young, like professionals and students can live for really cheap.
Right. Basically. Yeah, exactly.
And you get everything you need. You know, you have a bathroom, you have a room, you have a roommate maybe, but you don't really have much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you're only living in a place for 8 months like we did, it was perfect.
It was. Oh, yes, you're right. It is a foyer de jeunes travailleurs.
There we go.
But they're called both.
Few words. Yes.
Foyer de jeunes travailleurs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was perfect. It was teeny tiny. But it was perfect.
Didn't really need more space. I remember like rolling out my yoga mat next to my twin size bed and it was like touching the wall and the twin size bed, but I would still like do yoga and like almost kick a hole in the wall. But you know, like it did what it needed.
No, it was perfect for the time we were there.
Yeah.
We both had other random roommates. But important context.
Yeah.
Mentioned again in many episodes. I've met so many people through this program, but TAPIF, Teaching Assistant Program in France.
Didn't even know that's what it stood for.
Really?
Stood for? Standard it.
Oh, jeez. It's okay. We got into speaking French a little bit. You started to lose your English.
Okay, maybe
It's
we'll
fine.
cut that out.
Probably not now.
Oh, man. I already like went accidentally country and I'm over here like stumbling over words.
Yeah, no, she's really smart actually. But so TAPIF, yes, this program that we did teaching English you were in middle schools?
I was in both.
You were in a high school too.
And a high school.
Okay. I was in a middle school and a high school. Mm-hmm. It was 12 teaching hours a week, which really is not a lot.
But then you get paid. 780 euros.
Yeah, we were not paid that much either, but proportionally to the hours,
for the work,
it's
not awful.
Not so bad. But we were assigned to these schools. We really didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And
we got lucky though because we were in the city. Like some people get placed in rural villages, and
yeah, for sure.
We were able to live in the city center in this like amazingly beautiful, like not beautiful, but it was brand new, cheap.
It was an
great
old
location.
Yeah, it was an old retirement home
that they redid.
That they had just redone.
I forgot about that.
To be the Foyer de Jeunes Travailleurs. And both of us got placed in schools just outside the city center and then chose to live in the city center.
Yeah.
Which is an option if you do TAPIF. But you really just have to choose sort of a region and then you are placed anywhere in that region.
Well, and you choose your first, second, and third choice of region and you might not even get those regions. Like I got my second choice and then I chose that I want to be in a city center, but like they could have placed me in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, and then my choice if I want to do it or not.
Yeah, some of the preferences are like, okay, you can pick 3 regions in France that you'd like to be, and then you can also pick if you prefer to be in a small town, a medium size, or a big city.
Yeah,
and then I think there's other parts of the application, like you have to write in French a little bit.
Yeah, you had to write an essay. But I feel like it's changed so much that it's probably nothing like how when we applied for it too.
I mean, it's very fair that probably a lot has changed. One of the things that has changed since we did it,
3 years.
Yeah, it was only possible to do it for 2 years, and now you can do it for 3.
Anyway, so that's TAPIF. We got very sidetracked there.
No, it's important because I've actually never fully explained it. I think I'm going to end up dedicating a full episode.
I feel like it's interesting.
Because I've gotten enough questions about it at this point.
Yeah.
Because we've given or I've given
little tidbits.
For the last 10 episodes.
Yeah.
It's come up in some
I
way.
feel like you have to do a whole dedicated tap beef like
don't worry,
Q&A.
guys. Yeah, I think it's going to come out.
Okay, cool.
That's a don't tell anyone.
Inside exclusive.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Okay, so we were doing tap beef, and we don't remember exactly how the first encounter went.
Well, and it might have been wasn't there a group meetup? Didn't I kind of initiate that?
Oh, wasn't there like a dinner or drinks or something?
Yes, I think I even initiated that because I started on group chat and or like whatever the hell the other app was, and everyone was like, "What are you doing? Let's start a WhatsApp." And I was like, "Oh, let's all go out for drinks." And there was like, I know you showed up, and there's a few other people showed up. I think that's how we first met. So I knew your face. And then I was staying at a little Airbnb, and like I was giving myself some time to move into the new place. And I thought I had one more day in this Airbnb. So like my stuff was everywhere. I was at our new place, my new place, buying stuff for it. And I got a call from my Airbnb host being like, did you leave the keys? Are you moved out? And I was like, oh my God, like, was I supposed to move out today? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, holy, okay, I'm grabbing an Uber, which was expensive. Didn't want to do that, but I had to. Yeah. And I'm going to come over and I'm going to move out as fast as I can. I'm so sorry. And she was so nice about it. And Sarah walked out of the front door of our apartment building as I was like freaking out and just got off the phone. And she's like, hey, are you okay? And I was like, so I was supposed to be moved out of my Airbnb and I thought it was tomorrow, but it's like 2 hours ago. And you just said, do you want me to like go and help you? And I was like, sure. Yeah. And you hopped in an Uber with me.
Yeah.
And ever since then, you followed me around to do all my grocery shopping.
It's true. Stop. It's true. The beginning of our relationship was me like, do you want help with a chore? And then
it wasn't even that. I was just like, hey, I'm going to go get groceries and I might do some shopping. Do you want to come? And she's like, yeah, I have nothing to do. Let's do it. And she'll just like follow me around and not even eat anything. Like that is
how I
our friendship. Like we just want to be around each other. So it's like, let's just go walk around whatever store we need to go to.
Yeah. Or literally doing anything. I just like quality time. And I saw you needed help and I was like, well, I ain't got nothing else to do. So I figured I'd help you. And then after that, we were inseparable.
Yeah.
Really.
Quite literally. Yeah.
And then, realizing we lived 2 doors down from each other.
Definitely helped. Yeah.
And then ended up also meeting a couple other close friends, Michael and Harley, and Maddie eventually too. So there's so many more people that we met in Nantes, but we formed our little group, and that's how we started.
Yeah, I feel like it's very chaotic beginning, but
it was. It was a chaotic beginning. So, Ava, you are quite the traveler, as many of my friends are, or at least you enjoy it.
I'd say it's like one of my biggest hobbies. Like I have
quite the traveler.
I guess so. Yeah. I guess I'm like, I hesitate to say that because I'm like, I've only been to 2 continents and
but we're not country
I'm a
counting.
Europe traveler and I'm like a United States traveler, I guess, but
hey,
there's so many other places I want to go. So I guess I am a traveler and I will travel more, but I don't know why I hesitate to call myself that, but sure. Yes, I'm quite the traveler.
Yeah, it's don't worry, you're still young and redacted. We're not saying how young you are.
Yeah.
You've got plenty of time. We're not counting countries. I mean, it's cool if you can go to every continent or, dozens of countries. It's cool,
sure.
But what's more important is the experience you have. Right? And so you grew up in California and you've had the chance to go around the United States as well.
Yeah.
Tell me about how that all started.
Oh gosh, where to start? I feel like my family has just always been one to travel. Like we had friends in other states and all of that. But I was very into ballet.
Right.
As I would say like middle schooler and through high school. And the thing you do when you're like strictly into ballet, not just like dance, but ballet, is that you go away for a summer intensive.
Okay.
And you go to a professional company and you live as a professional dancer does for like 4 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
And so when I was 16 years old, the first time I ever solo traveled was I went all the way across the country to Philadelphia, and I spent 6 weeks at the Rock School, living as basically like as a professional ballerina would for 6 weeks straight by myself. I flew out by myself. My family just like booked me a like private car ride from the airport to where I was staying, and then like I was basically in the company's or like ballet school's hands, and yeah, they like planned little excursions, but I was living at a college campus, which was cool. And just dancing all day long. But then I also made friends with a girl who had family out in Philadelphia, and so like they brought us out one day, and I got to see the town. And like I just remember from like a young age, like I've always loved just like exploring new places and like going to see the town and doing the more like touristy things. But it was like a cool way to do it because I was kind of living as a local working ballerina just about.
Sure.
So it was a really interesting way to like start my solo traveling experience.
And you said you were 16?
I was 16.
Jeez. And 4 to 6 weeks? How many weeks in total were you there?
I think I was there for 6 if I remember right.
Dang. And
maybe
that's
5 or 6.
still like most people, like I've only been to Philly for a couple of days.
Yeah.
You know, that's and yeah, I went and visited a friend there.
Yeah.
Hi, Ashley. But it's not the same. Like I love when you can go somewhere and really experience it for so long. And you got to do that.
Yeah, granted, I was staying in a college campus that was outside of the city.
Okay.
And going to the ballet studio every day. Like when you're a ballerina, you really don't see the places that you're going to. But like I still got to see the city, and I got to see like the Liberty Bell and all, you know, like the Colonial Street. But yeah, no, it was a fun little experience.
So you did the touristy stuff.
I did some of the touristy stuff.
Sort of gave you the taste.
And I think not doing the touristy stuff all day long probably made me feel more like I was living like a local.
Yeah, because you had your work life.
Basically.
Yeah. Okay. And so this was your first solo trip.
Yeah. First time ever like traveling solo, going on a plane solo, figuring like my way. Yeah. Like I'm trying to think back. Like I think I just was like, once I went through security, like I was just on my own to go find my gate and like get boarded. Like there was no one, just like my mom didn't go through and help me. It was just, here we go. And I kind of loved the freedom.
You're like, finally.
Yeah, get away from them.
Get out of the house. It's true. And so eventually you grow up, you start to, you know, really enjoy traveling, and you can do it on your own terms.
Well, and I don't know if I traveled a lot after that. Like that was in my head, I was so strictly ballet that I was just like, I'm just here to dance. And it was in that time that I was like, okay, wait, I maybe don't like doing this professionally, because I got to live as a professional, and I was like, this ain't it. This ain't for me. And that's when I decided I wanted to go to college.
Gotcha.
I didn't think I wanted to go to college, but I mean, I think I had to. I thought I had to, but I didn't think I wanted to. And so after that, I was like, no, I'm going to go to college, and I'm going to have like the basic experience. And I've always liked the idea of traveling, but I actually used to have a huge fear of planes. That used to be my biggest fear.
Oh my God. Yes.
I used to like make myself like physically sick because I was so scared of traveling on planes. I couldn't eat for 24 hours before.
Whoa.
And I would just drug myself out on Dramamine, and as soon as I woke up, I would take more Dramamine and just like keep knocking myself out. And so I was kind of scared of traveling, especially somewhere so far, because I'd done like California to East Coast a bunch of times. And then second year of college, one of my best friends studied abroad for an entire year in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
And it just seemed so much fun. And so I started looking, and I think I kind of always wanted to study abroad. And I went to Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo, and study abroad's pretty big there. And I was starting to think, you know, like, well, maybe I want to go. And because of ballet, I started taking French in school pretty young, and stuck with it. Like I even took some community college classes in high school to study French. So like I was pretty into it. And so I like had it in my mind, like I'm going to go to Paris. I'm going to go to Paris. I'm going to go to Paris. But I didn't want to take a full quarter off. We were on the quarter system, not semester system, to go study abroad. And so I found a program where you can go study abroad over summer, but in very Parisian fashion, the entire city takes a break over summer. So there are no programs to do in summer.
Yeah. Yeah. The French automatically get like 6 weeks of vacation.
Especially Parisians.
And
they don't want to be in the city.
The month of August, basically dead.
There's no locals there. They all go to the beaches. It's too hot in the city for them. So they're going to go hang out on the beach, and there's too many tourists. So I couldn't go study abroad in Paris. And I found a program in Torino, Italy that was, again, 6 weeks. Well, I have a theme here. And I decided to go for it, and I got in. I paid probably way too much money, but hey, I don't regret it a single bit. And I went and studied abroad in Torino, and I drugged myself on a 12-hour plane ride. Probably took 4 Dramamines in 12 hours, and I made it.
This is not an advertisement nor an endorsement to drug yourself on planes.
I no longer do that, so I do not endorse it. Yeah. It's way better when you just like get over your fear and just travel. And that helped me get over my fear of flying, because I made it, and I was like, oh,
I did it.
I'm fine. And like all my luggage made it, and nothing bad happened, and I'm here.
The anxiety subsided. Yeah.
And when you study abroad, you're going to like a new location every weekend, traveling around because you can. And so I was taking so many planes that I was like, I don't want to take a Dramamine for a 2-hour plane ride and then be sleepy for the rest of the day. So I just got over it. Like that trip got me over my fear of flying. Good. So that was great. Good. And then I got the travel bug.
Yes.
That's what gave it to me.
I was going to say, actually, I studied abroad when I was 19, but I couldn't afford to go all the way to Europe. And I went to Canada because I also wanted to do a short summer thing. So we have that in common. I did 2 months studying French in Montreal. So this was my study abroad, even though, I mean, my family's from there. I literally got an apartment thanks to my uncle, all this stuff. Like, it was very, very cool. I basically subleased someone's room in the city, and it was my first solo travel moment, but it was like a measured solo travel moment where I had my family not too far.
Nice.
I didn't dare necessarily to explore nearly as much as I would now. I was much too scared. And over the weekends, I would pretty much always just go see my family, like out in the suburbs. And then during the week, I would go to class. And then I think 1 or 2 times I went out with some of my classmates, but it really was like
freaked you out?
Very tame. It was so... I mean, I remember the first time I walked through like a public market by myself, and I was like, oh my God, I'm here doing something alone.
Yeah, I feel like that's also just part of being young, is like being scared to like there's some fear of like, oh, if people think I'm alone and they think I'm a loser or something. I don't know, because I used to be that way too, and now I'm like, oh, thank God no one's around me. Like, I need this moment to myself.
Yeah, I had a complete different mentality. I've said it before. I like doing things with other people. I think I would choose to travel with someone than not if I had the opportunity. However, I've really come to cherish all of my solo experiences. And there's nothing I necessarily regret about that summer when I was a little bit more like shy.
Yeah, you're learning the ropes still.
But it was a great introduction, and I can't regret anything. It was the last time I saw my mom.
Oh.
So it's such a special summer for me. I kind of wish I could have like really blossomed that summer, but in hindsight it was like a family summer for me. And so that was my first like study abroad solo trip, and I was only 19, and I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. And I learned a little bit of French, and I still kept my Quebecois accent, and then I went home and
I remember we first moved to France and you had your Quebecois accent. I forget what it was when I first heard it, and I was like, oh my God, what did you say? What would I always make fun of you for?
I don't know.
There's a specific word that you said, and I was like, girl, what are you doing?
Was it when I would say like bread or one?
It was usually like something more like ouin, like you'd
1, 2, 3. Like if I would really
that,
or like du pain.
Like,
if I said bread instead of du pain, I would say du pain.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe it was. I don't know, but I remember there was like
Bottom
a very
line
specific
is
word.
you were bullying me. That's what.
And that's where it started.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, yes, keep bullying me.
Okay, there was something you said a second ago that made me think of something though, where like your first study abroad experience was you had family out there, you kind of had like a safety net. And I don't know if this says something about me. Let's not read too much into it. But I have this thing where I love going places where I don't know a single soul and just like going into it. Like ballet intensive, didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
No one was near me. I went. College, I went to the place where I knew no one who lived in the area. I didn't have a single friend. I didn't have a single classmate going to Cal Poly, and I went. And studying abroad, no one from that I knew from school was going. Like I went out there not knowing, again, a single soul, and I just went. Moving to France, didn't know a single soul. I don't know. I just think there's like this freeing idea of like
Wow.
going somewhere new and just like you have no choice but to make friends and like make your community. And I've just noticed that that's been a repetitive pattern in my life.
Yeah. That's amazing. I have not done that nearly as much as you
think
have.
it's almost more fun because you get to like experience it like for what you need. You don't have to like, people say like it's so fun traveling with friends, but sometimes you have to have the friend that you travel well with, because if you want to do different things or maybe they're not as good at flying, like I would not want to have to burden someone with how I used to fly.
Oh God.
And you just don't have to go on anyone else's schedule but your own. And I think that I've just always loved that idea. Like even I've yet to travel fully on a trip with my fiance.
Yeah.
That's going to happen for the first time in September. And I'm kind of like, oh my God, ew.
That's so funny. Like
wait.
normally you leave a few days just for you.
Yeah, or I just do like the traveling out by myself and then meet up with people or something like that. Or like they're coming out to visit me and I'm already out there or whatever it is. But I usually like have the freedom to be by myself for a bit. So that's funny that like, I don't know, it's just a little bit different. Like you started with your family and I'm just like, fuck it, let's go.
That's crazy. Well, yeah, I guess Nantes was my first time really, if I remember correctly, because I went to college with friends and my ex, and I went to my first job out of college. I knew people. And then after that it was Nantes, and that was like not a soul. Yeah. Whatsoever. Yeah. And then went to Bordeaux with you. So
yeah, I guess we did do the Bordeaux thing together, but
but so you end up going to Italy for your 6 weeks there. And so you're saying you, unlike me during my study abroad, you were exploring also.
Yes.
Not just staying in Torino.
Yeah, I traveled a lot. Torino itself is really cool. So I remember there was one weekend where all my friends were going to go to Switzerland. And I was like, I'm just going to stay back and like enjoy the city while we can. Yeah. Because we didn't have a single weekend where we were just planning to stay in the city. So that was fun. And
that's cool.
Yeah.
And while you were there, were you learning Italian?
I did. Yeah. So that's why I was like, wait, but I'm supposed to be learning French. But I took Italian. And so I was able to order my cappuccino or cappuccini, plural, in Italian. And I was able to count to 10. And if I got lost, I could tell people where my apartment was. And that's about as far as I got. Oh, and I could say my name, my age, and my nationality.
Okay.
Io sono Ava.
Oh, wow.
Sono Americana.
Wow. Cute. What about like going if you need a bathroom? Like you learned all like the emergency things.
I probably learned that. Do I still remember it? No. Okay. Actually, I think I know what you're referring to.
Well, actually, I didn't think about it till after.
I think I know what you're referring to, and I don't think in that situation I used my Italian. No. So, one of the funny stories that pops out to me in my Italian escapade, whatever you want to call it, was there was one day I was walking back from my university with my really good friend that I made, and all of a sudden I was just like, if I don't find a bathroom right now, like there will be a puddle at my feet.
Oh no.
And it was also like a summer. It was 2019. It was a summer where it was like incredibly hot. And so you were just, and this is gonna sound so princessy, but I was never had spent time away from AC.
Oh, yes.
And so like for it to be
That's tough.
90 plus degrees and humid and not cooling off at night and no AC, I was just like, there was a couple times where I was like, Mom, I can't do this. I would call her and be like, I'm so hot and I don't know what to do.
No, it's so true.
It's
I
awful.
grew up in Florida. We, at minimum, if you don't have AC, you have the ceiling fan.
Yeah.
So moving to Europe and not having AC was wild.
And now I kind of hate AC.
Me
but
too. Oh my God, coming here, I was like,
yeah.
why is it so
Why is
cold
so
everywhere?
cold? But anyway, so I walked into this cafe. I've learned to be careful about coffee shops. Oh my God, I might have to tell that story.
True.
And I just walked in and I was like, I'm so sorry. I have to pee so bad. I'll buy something, but I need a bathroom. And they were like, oh, okay, yeah. And they just like were like, come with me. And we walked like around the corner down like this alleyway. Good thing it was the middle of the day. Otherwise, I would have been really sketched out.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And they unlock this door for me and I walk in and there's just a hole in the floor. And I was just like, I don't even care. Just popped a squat and had to be like, I'm like, it's the middle of the day and I'm in Italy and I'm sweating and like, what is happening? But like, I'm so happy to be here.
It's true. It's those moments where you're like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? And then
Why
you're like,
am I peeing in a hole in the floor in Italy?
and then you add in Italy. And you're like, you know what? It's worth it. I'd rather be peeing in a hole in Italy than back home.
That's true. That is
Oh
true.
my goodness. But I mean, on that note, we could even skip ahead if you wanted to reference the coffee shop comment.
I feel like I have to. It's okay. So I
That's a great
hesitated
story.
to say coffee shop because that is not a term you want to use in France. It's cafes. So, tapis. I was in Nantes. I was teaching. I was actually with the teacher in this class for high school. It's probably like maybe like freshmen or sophomores. And I was doing a slide. It was my first time ever meeting these groups of students. And I was doing a slide about myself. And at the very end, I put some of my hobbies. And I said, I like to surf. I'm just not true anymore. I like to do yoga. And I love going to coffee shops. Does anyone have any questions for me? And I got a few. And then this one boy raised his hand. You know, he was like the troublemaker in the class. And he goes, so you smoke a lot of weed in California?
God.
And I was like, and the teacher was just fully not listening. And I was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to answer that.
Oh, brutal.
And I looked over at her and she was like, what was the question? He's like, he asked me if there's a lot of weed in California. And she was like, what? No, you can't answer. Like, what? You can't ask that. And he's like, well, she said coffee shops. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, where you go to drink coffee? And the teacher was like, oh, no, Ava. They call me Ava. They're not Ava. My name's Ava. No, coffee shop. So it's cafe in France. Coffee shop in France is where you go to get like CBD and weed. And I was like, oh my God, I just told a classroom full of sophomores that I like to get high for fun.
And you put it on a slide.
And I put it on a slide with like me drinking coffee.
PowerPoint.
Yeah, a little PowerPoint. And it's at coffee shops. And they're like, oh my God, she's a stoner.
And the California didn't help.
Oh my God, our American assistant can get down.
Yeah, they're like, she's invited.
Yeah.
To the soiree.
So now I'm very hesitant to say coffee shops anytime I'm talking about anything. Sort of coffee.
Yeah,
in
it's
Europe.
true. I've sort of gotten into the habit of saying cafe even. But it's important to note too that the like origins of that is even not in France. It's from the Netherlands.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
I've been to Amsterdam.
Yeah. So that's the thing is over there, the reference back is actually that in the Netherlands, or at least in Amsterdam, a coffee shop is actually where you go buy drugs.
But also coffee.
But
Like
also
it is
coffee.
both.
Sometimes they have both.
Yeah.
I've been there too. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, yeah, they're legit. You can just get both.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
This is my first class I ever did
my
in the
God.
TAPIF program. Like my first day of work, first class, and I was so excited. And I had my PowerPoint ready, and that was the like maybe third or fourth question I got. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be an interesting 8 months.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. And probably just gave me points. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, they probably thought you were extra cool.
Yeah.
This is a special shout out to Group FenExpert, Southeast Florida's go-to specialists for premium impact window and door installations. As a family-run business since 2001, they're all about top quality products, expert installation, and keeping their customers safe. Thanks, guys.
Rewind. Back to Italy. So you talked about peeing in a hole.
Peeing in a hole.
But there were, if I remember correctly, there's quite a few things that sort of inspired the rest of like your
Travel history.
Yeah. From that experience.
So I'm not a big souvenir girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't collect postcards. Well, I kind of started to, but that's a later thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't collect anything specifically, but it was like getting towards the end of the trip, and I've been thinking for a while that I kind of wanted a tattoo. And someone in our study abroad program had just gotten one to like commemorate the travel. It was like a little plain. It looked really good. So I asked her who the tattoo artist was, and she's like, oh, this person, they're really good and they were really nice and they got me right in. And so one day, I think it was before school or like on a long lunch, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go check it out. And I brought one of my roommates, and I walked in and I was like, can I get a tattoo? And I found something that I wanted. And they were like, so normally we're booked out 3 months ahead.
Whoa.
We're closing tomorrow for a month. And we just got a cancellation. So, yeah, what do you want? And I was like, oh, my God, here we go. And I was already kind of, like, nervous because my other second biggest fear, other than planes, is needles.
Needles. Oh, God.
No longer anymore. But at that moment, like, terrified of needles, terrified of planes. So, facing all my fears.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, it's fate. I have to do it. And I had a little abstract lily of the valley, which is the May birth flower, which I told my mom was for her because she's born in May. But it's really for myself because I'm born in May, but also one of my best friends is born in May. And I think it's a flower grown in Italy. I like to think it is. But yeah, I got it. And ever since then, anytime I live in a country, I've gotten a tattoo of a flower, and I've collected flowers as I've gone along. So I got a California poppy with my sister. I got a tulip from France.
I was there.
Yeah, I think
I got a tattoo too that day.
yeah, you did. I feel like I'm missing another flower. Maybe it's those. I've gotten other tattoos while traveling. I've gotten a finger tattoo in Spain, and yeah, but no, that was like the start. That was my first ever tattoo, and ever since I've been collecting flowers in the countries I live in and just kind of collecting tattoos on my travels.
That's so cool.
Cut off for now.
For now.
Oh my gosh, I actually have a funny tattoo story, a travel tattoo story.
Tell me.
So the tulip was fairly easy. The guy didn't speak any English, but like I'd known enough French at the time to be able to like comfortably explain what I wanted. So I felt secure. He convinced me to go bigger, but like I fully understood, so that's not his fault. That is my fault that I went bigger than what I expected.
Yeah.
But there was a time when one of my really good friends she came out to visit me at the end of my time in Nantes, and we went around to a couple different places, and we ended in Barcelona, and we were walking by a tattoo shop, and she went in and she's like, I think I'm gonna get one. And I was like, yeah, you totally should, but like I'm cut off. Like I just got a tulip tattoo. I'm good. And she started looking around, and the idea of astrology signs came up. And I was like, oh, that's cute. And I was like, you know what? What does the earth sign look like? She's Virgo. And she pulled it up, and it was cute. It's a little triangle, upside down triangle with a line through it. And I was like, wait, I'm an earth sign, and you're an earth sign, and we're best friends. Maybe we should get these earth signs together. And she was like, yes, let's do it. We were going to do it on our middle finger, and I already have a finger tattoo, and so does she. So like we knew what we were getting ourselves into. It's super small and easy. We got it. And so she gets the really fun Spanish girl who's playing cool music and speaks English. And she goes into the front room. We decided, like I'm getting in on this hand, you're getting in on that hand, because I already had a tattoo on the other hand. Anyway, I get the Spanish guy. Cool. Doesn't speak a lick of English. I don't speak a lick of Spanish. He brings me like back through another building into a tattoo room and like sits me down and is like, this hand or this hand, but like not in English. Like he's just pointing. And I'm like, yep, this one. And he goes, which way do you want the tattoo? Like, are you going to show people with your fingers pointing up or your fingers pointing down, because it's going to change the way the triangle is. And if the triangle is pointing up, then it's the air sign. And I was like, oh shit, we didn't talk about this. And I was like looking, I'm like, well, when you're looking at your hand, your fingers are pointed up. So I'll do it to where the triangle is pointing down my arm. So I get the tattoo. It's like 4 lines, super easy. Takes 5 minutes, and I'm like, gracias. And I walk out and find my way back through the maze, back into the main room. And her tattoo artist was taking longer. And so, it's like wrapped up in saran wrap, and we come out and we're like, oh my God, we just got tattoos in Spain. And we hold our hands up next to each other, and I go, Sydney, your tattoo's backwards. And she goes, no, yours is upside down. And I was like, no. So she had gotten it to where the triangle bottom was pointing towards her fingers, not up towards her arm. Because she shows people her hand with her fingers pointed towards the ground. And I show people my hand with my fingers pointed up towards the sky.
Oh my God.
So if we hold hands, our tattoos are the same way, but like we got our tattoos upside down.
So one of you is an air sign and one of you is an
exactly, depending how you look at it. And then to put it even in like, that was already like, holy shit, we got our tattoos backwards. I look down at my hand 5 minutes later and I go, oh my God, I didn't think of this.
Oh.
It's on my left hand.
Oh no.
Which is like full circle to this moment right now.
Yeah.
It's on the top of my middle finger on my left hand. And I go, I'm going to have to design a wedding ring around this one day. I haven't even met my fiance yet, but it goes perfectly. But it's just like, it's such a funny story now of like, whenever I see her, I'm like, let's hold hands, because otherwise one of our tattoos are the wrong way. That's so funny.
And that's Sydney, right?
Yeah.
Oh, where in Spain were you guys?
We were in Barcelona.
Okay. That's so fun, the idea of like collecting tattoos. If I were a decision maker, I think I would too, because I love the idea of collecting things like that.
Yeah.
At this point, the most I can do is like little trinkets, but mostly postcards.
Yes.
Postcards are my like travel tradition.
Because stickers are too permanent.
Because stickers and tattoos, except I can still get tattoos, just not spontaneously. Just once. Just one spontaneous tattoo. But yeah, it's postcards for me. Like I can't leave a city without getting a postcard.
Yeah.
And well, for you, you're doing tattoos where you've lived, you could say.
Yeah, or I mean, Barcelona was just like spur of the moment.
Or that, exactly. So we have our spontaneous moments too. Do you have any other travel traditions?
Yeah, so this kind of circles back to ballet and my summer intensive. One of my favorite things to do while traveling is seeing performances, and like that's been on my bucket list for so long. Like go see a ballet in the Palais Garnier in Paris, or go, it's usually ballet shows, go see a ballet at the Scala Theater in, I think it's Milan. And that is something I started to do while I was living in France. The first one I actually saw was Paris New Year's.
Oh my God. No.
That was my first abroad show, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And since then, I know you and I have done that while traveling.
Yeah.
We've done an opera in Prague.
Yeah, we've seen an opera in Prague.
And then a ballet.
We saw a ballet in Vienna.
One of your favorites.
We saw Giselle in Vienna. Oh, that was amazing.
But your first ever was in Paris.
Was in Paris.
And it was...
I know you know the time, because we were celebrating New Year's in Paris 2022.
I wasn't there with you for the performance.
No.
For the ballet. But I was there for the other part of that trip.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Start with the Paris Palais
Garnier, which
Garnier.
is the like I don't think it's their main opera house, but it's the older, more beautiful one in like the heart of the city. And I don't know if Mozart and Beethoven and all of them perform there, but their names on the building, so that makes me think that they have.
Likely.
And they have like a painted ceiling in the actual opera house. They have a beautiful ballroom where like you can walk around before. It's like all gold, and It's a gorgeous old theater. Like it's old enough to where the stage is still tilted. That's when you know you're in an old theater, which is most of the stages in Europe. But it's where one of the two theaters that the Paris Opera Ballet performs in, and they're like one of the most elite ballet companies in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was in Paris for New Year's touring in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And I just happened to look up if there was any performances. And I was there till, I think, like the second or third. And the second day, or maybe even it was like New Year's Day, they were doing a performance. And I bought tickets with my friend. And we went. And I cried my eyes out. And it was like, oh my God, I am checking a bucket list item off. Like, this is what baby 11-year-old Ava like dreamed of.
Wow.
It was incredible.
That's awesome.
And that started another travel bug of going and seeing all those performances.
Yeah. It became sort of like a requirement. You're like, well, if I'm here and there's a famous opera or famous
might as well.
ballet, might as well. That's amazing.
It's surreal to where I thought it was like a once in a lifetime thing. Like I'm never going to see it again. But 4 months later, I was in Paris with my mom and two of her friends. And we went and saw Paris Opera Ballet perform again in the other theater, which is like the more modernized theater. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but it's the one near Bastille.
Okay.
And then I moved to Paris the next year, and I lived there for 6 months, and every single month I went and saw them. So like I feel spoiled. I've seen the Paris Opera perform so many times when I thought I'd only see it like once in my life.
Wow.
Like that is like a, oh my God, I made it moment.
It's amazing. I think it's such a cultural experience too, because even if you're not a ballet or I was going to say a ballet fan or a ballerina.
Yeah.
I feel like I danced, sure, but, and yes, I liked performing arts, but going and listening to this beautiful music in this historical building watching these dancers just, defy gravity.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And I was going to say it's also something that maybe you don't think to do when you're visiting, because most people are like, oh, I want to see everything from the outside. I think
I'm like the oddball.
Yeah. Like most people maybe go into museums and stuff, but how much, like, would you say is it accessible to a random tourist? Because I was going to say we got relatively affordable tickets sometimes.
Yeah, it depends when you travel. If you're traveling during the normal season, like summer, July, August, that's usually their off time. But if you're traveling during the shoulder seasons or like even winter, you can usually find tickets, and I've gotten them for like €20. Yeah, it can be pretty affordable.
Is like, I mean, even in Bordeaux now, sometimes I'm like, oh, I really would love to see something at the
we saw Cinderella, the ballet there.
But now sometimes when I want to see things, I'm like, I'm thinking too last minute, and then I'm like, oh, and then it's like $60. But the thing is you can really get lucky.
Well, and a hot tip here, if you're in Bordeaux, if you go to the Opera House 2 hours before, you can get tickets for really cheap if they're not sold out yet.
Yeah, it's true. They'll give you
in the lottery.
The singles, basically.
Yeah.
You might be able to do this anywhere.
Yeah.
It's probably something that they do, because I know even on Broadway, you can go get these like last minute
tickets. Yeah.
So, that is kind of a hot tip.
Yeah.
Again, we're going to rewind. So that New Year's was quite eventful.
My gosh.
So to put it into context, again, 2021 into 2022, Ava and I and Michael and Harley, some of our friends, had all gone to Paris, but not together.
Two of my other friends.
Exactly,
I was
but
traveling
not together.
with two friends.
You were traveling with?
Jenny and Natalie.
Yes, because we all met up in Nantes first.
Yeah.
And so me and the boys went to Paris, and you and the girls went to Paris. And we stayed separately and were doing some of our own things, but coming together eventually for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And we got this lovely dinner.
Oh, the dinner was so good. So on New Year's in Paris, like the restaurants aren't just open. You have to book a spot, and it's like a preset menu.
A lot of them
which is
are.
fun. Mm-hmm. It's really fun.
Yeah, it was cool. And we found an affordable one.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's like 75 euros for like a 3-course meal.
That too,
when that normally that meal you could get like
20 euro.
20, 25, 30 on any other day. But because it's New Year's, it's super expensive.
Yeah.
But we got a recommendation through someone else and it was wonderful.
Oh my God. So good. Well, and this was like the pandemic wasn't gone,
but it was
you
ending.
could still go out. Like you had to show proof that you were vaccinated to be able to go out. And like you were still expected to wear masks until you sat down. And so 2 days before New Year's Eve, Paris, and I think maybe it was all of France, they said you cannot allow dancing. Like it was the craziest, like most dystopian thing ever that like you were not allowed to dance. You could go to a club, but you had to be seated. Yeah. They were not allowed to dance. Yeah. We were not allowed to dance.
It was crazy too because obviously, like we said, COVID was ending. And we were all because 2021 into 2022, there was no more lockdowns coming.
No.
By the February or March that followed, we were allowed to take off masks at school. Like, so we were actually still working with our masks on up until then. But COVID really was on its way out, at least in France.
So we thought.
Yeah. Well, obviously enough to where they were still making rules.
Yeah, it's like you were allowed to go out. So that
was
telling.
And we had this pass or whatnot. It just meant you were vaccinated. And so, we felt relatively safe. Like we're vaccinated and especially if there's the rules, hopefully people are following them. Yeah. Except also 2 days before New Year's Eve, we're like, oh, but what? Why can't we dance? Especially because we could, but that's how COVID worked, right? Like, obviously they knew it was going to be like a surge because everyone was probably going to be out.
Yeah.
So yes, obviously in hindsight, we're like, okay, it made sense, but
anyway, we wanted to have fun. We found a bar. I think we were in Montmartre.
That's I don't remember what neighborhood we were in.
And we found our way upstairs.
No, here, Ava.
Am I missing?
You got to tell the story.
Oh no!
You got to really tell this story. Because we leave the restaurant after dinner. Yeah. And it's probably like 11 p.m.
or 10 or 11. Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't know where we're going. We just walk and then find a random bar. This was not on our itinerary or anything. We didn't make any reservation. And we go and we start to order drinks and the rules are in place. Right?
Yeah, we're sitting at the bar.
We're sitting at the bar, and if you get up, you have to go and then sit back down. You can't even be standing with your drink.
Because this is the first floor.
Because this is the entry-level floor. But we didn't know that there was something else going on upstairs. Not until we made friends with someone.
We did make friends with someone.
And we actually rung in the new year on the first floor. We took our shots. We like, woo. So,
really?
Yes.
I don't remember it that way.
It hit midnight. Yeah. It hit midnight. I have the videos.
Oh, she's got timestamps, y'all.
I've got the receipts. So we ring in the new year. I just talked to Jenny about this story.
Oh my God.
We ring in the new year because I think it was Jenny and I who, once we were talking to this guy who heard us speaking English and was like, oh, where are you guys from? No. We started to notice a bunch of people going upstairs. Yes. And I'm pretty sure.
And they looked like they were having fun.
Yeah. And we were pretty sure, in hindsight, when Jenny and I were talking about it, that he was like, oh, like a bunch of my friends are upstairs. You should come look or come hang out. And then I told you guys, me and Jenny were like, we're going to go check it out and see if it's cool. And then we'll come back. Yeah. Well, we didn't end up coming back. I think you guys came up after us. Because
we found the party.
Yes. We basically sat down and that was another world on the second floor.
Oh my God. It was so fun. Like I don't know if I've ever had more fun in my life. Everyone was dancing. There was a DJ. Everyone was taking shots. There's like, it was so fun. It was the cutest little bar. Do you remember going to the bathroom and the wallpaper?
Yes, I didn't notice it nearly as in detail as you did.
I didn't notice it till the next day when I zoomed in behind us and there was people doing it on the wall in the wallpaper.
Yeah, it was a mosaic of different like sexual positions.
There was a book of sex positions in there. Like it was very French.
It was very French. Yes, they're very open about that sort of thing. But yeah, so the second floor was basically like, you could call it like a speakeasy because it was
It was
hidden.
so fun. Yeah, it was very speakeasy
The windows
vibes.
were like blacked out.
Yeah.
Like it was as if it didn't exist because it was on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
So no one could really see it from the outside. We stayed the whole night.
We did.
We got kicked out at the end.
We did.
Pretty sure we ended up having to pay for drinks that we didn't buy because
Oh my God, we did. Because people didn't close their tabs.
Yep. But we were the last people there.
We were having the times of our lives.
Literally. I think I called my family on FaceTime because it was 6 a.m. in France, but it was midnight.
Oh my God, I remember
home.
calling my sister and I was like, oh my God, I'm in Paris and I'm dancing, but shh, we're not allowed to dance. And I'm going to go smoke a cigarette. Happy New Year. And she's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. And this was like 4 months into having moved to France.
Oh, we were having the time of our life.
Yeah. It was like euphoric. You
Yeah.
know? Little did we know how hungover, oh my God, I would be the next day.
I don't remember the hangover, but I remember the COVID.
See, I didn't technically get COVID because I tested and
That was the first time I got COVID.
yeah. So with
Was it?
regrets,
Yes,
I
it
guess
was.
you could say. 'Cause that
no
was
regrets.
brutal. That was brutal. And my birthday was like
Oh, okay. That
right
was
after.
tough because we all had COVID for your birthday.
So
And it
that was
like
a
your
little rough.
birthday in France.
So no
but
regrets, but also like
a little bit of regrets.
We did break.
we could have been safer.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is again in hindsight, were we young and dumb? A little bit. But it was really cool and really fun. And luckily, everyone was okay. Even though a lot of us got COVID, we were all okay.
It was like, for me, it was a chill COVID. I hate to say that because I know people have
some
like,
people have like
suffered so
yes,
much.
of course. But some are
We must
way
have
less
gotten
symptoms.
an easier strain or like the vaccines were working or something, but
Maybe.
it could have been worse.
Yeah, I mean,
could have been better.
yes. I mean, I
Did
think
we have fun? Yes.
I was gonna say I think the hangover mixed with because that is one of, to my memory, one of the worst hangovers I've ever had, and I don't
Really?
yeah, because I don't
remember
really-
being that hungover.
I don't know if you saw me on the way home. I was wrecked.
No, I do remember. I got up and I think I got a croissant, and I was like, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny got up at 6 a.m, so she got 2 hours of sleep and then had to go get on a plane back to California.
Oh my God.
And then Natalie and I think, rallied and went to the ballet. So I was living my
That's the
best
thing.
life.
Well, that's the thing. The reason I remember this hangover being so bad was because Harley, Michael, and I had tickets booked to go see Moulin Rouge. So the next day, on New Year's Day, when I was violently hungover, all of us were, we spent like 80% of the day in bed, got dinner in this ridiculous restaurant that had swings on it and stuff. We were on another
Oh my
planet.
God, you were probably like hallucinating a little bit too.
We were so messed up the next day. And for context, like I don't party like this all the time, especially not at
We're
that
not
point
party
in my
girls.
life. No,
We were
so
not
this
party
was
girls.
so exceptional,
Yeah.
and it was sort
Exceptional.
of like it was really just like it did open, maybe some doors to like, oh, this isn't so bad. We can party a little bit. But again, it was COVID times, whatever. The thing is we ended that whole saga partying hard till 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe later.
Yeah.
Spending the whole next day in bed, at least me, Harley, and Michael.
Yeah.
And then went to some weird restaurant.
Yep.
And then went to Moulin Rouge. And
What a
which
time
is
to
like
be alive.
an incredible cabaret show. It is the
It's
sort
the
of signature
yeah.
cabaret show of Paris.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's known internationally.
Oh yeah.
And so if you don't know what Moulin Rouge is, it's this cabaret show and it's famous for their dancers doing like the can and like they're topless. So the majority of the show is sort of like boobies out, but it is actually some of the
classy.
best dancers
Oh my
in
God.
the world.
It is so hard
These
to become a
people
dancer for Moulin Rouge.
are the most like talented, strong. I mean, there was a girl who was in a legitimate like water tank wrestling a snake at one point.
Oh my
I'm
God, I
talking,
remember
this
that.
is not like just dance. It is performing. There were people on roller skates.
Yeah, there's like
swinging
circus
around.
acts. I've been to Moulin Rouge too, and there's
Yeah.
like circus acts in between.
So
But also like the actual dancers in Moulin Rouge are like very technically sound dancers. Like have their training, like they are legit.
Yeah.
So it is a beautiful performance.
It's sort of known for being like quote unquote like racy because there's boobies
well,
out.
they're like
But
OG strippers. Like those are the 1920s strippers.
Yeah.
And it just is like stayed that way. Now it's like a classy little dance.
it's true. I guess it did start as like historically sort of something that's like racy.
Yeah.
And hidden. And now it's like this classic thing you do when you go to Paris.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
It's pricey, but it's kind of worth it to see it.
But it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sort of ends the saga of the New Year's Eve in Paris. Like we got to share that. Also, you know, I ended up getting to see an amazing performance, even if I was a little hungover.
It probably helped.
It was still like one of the best times of my life.
Best New Year?
Yeah.
Best New Year's?
I don't know. Maybe. I think it still goes
probably
down.
my most memorable one.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, it was really, really incredible. And sadly, some of us got COVID, and my birthday was not long after, and everybody had COVID on my birthday. But you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Too funny. Alrighty, so I think we're getting ready to pump the brakes here because maybe in a couple months we're gonna do a part 2.
I think we have a lot more stories to tell.
Because if we keep going, we're never gonna go to bed.
And you have a plane to catch tomorrow.
And I have a plane to catch tomorrow. So before we wrap up, do you think you want to share that no context story?
I'm kind of leaning towards saving it for part 2.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like I didn't like build it enough.
Do you want to give another teaser for part 2?
Maybe let's do that. So I passed out on the plane
Hmm.
and I wake up to a French doctor poking my stomach in the back of the plane where the flight attendants sit.
Okay. All right. So just enough context to keep us coming back.
Yeah.
Got it.
And to keep us accountable for doing
Part
our
2.
part 2.
Yeah. Now we have to do it. We have no choice.
Comment below if you want part 2.
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Rate it 5 stars.
Yes. Awesome. Well, normally I do that, but if you want to do it for me,
There we go. I think we just did.
Yeah, that's perfect.
We got it done.
On TikTok and Instagram, if you'd like to do all of those things we just mentioned, it's at travellikeyou.pod. And if you want to be featured on the podcast, you can also DM me there or send an email to travellikeyupod@gmail.com.
And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, make sure to go and rate this 5 stars.
Thank you, Ava. Thanks for having me, even though it was a complete surprise.
I did this time last week, didn't know you would be here, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So happy you made it out here.
I'm so happy to be here. I love you, Ava.
Love you.
See you soon.
Bye.